Hello, friends, and welcome. Pro-life leader Frank Pavone here with my daily diary segment. What did I do each day? Today I want to cover Thursday, May 28th through Sunday, May 31st of 2026, the conclusion of the month of May. So I was in the office on the 28th. I got started early with some taping here in the studio, and then I had a prayer call. Every once in a while, I'm on these prayer calls. And it was at 7:50 in the morning. It's a national call. I stay on for about 45 minutes, and there's a certain devotional then that each of us does. 15 minutes or so of reflection. So I was happy to do that with our evangelical brothers and sisters, and had the staff morning meeting as usual on my computer at my desk, dealing with topics such as the following. My presentation to the Abortion Recovery Coalition. We have a monthly conference call. They want me to do a presentation. I was doing preparations for that. For preparations for the live show for the Missionaries of the Gospel of Life. Approving an email blast, doing some work in regard to the National Pro-Life Religious Council, which I also lead, approving an appeal, doing some travel work in terms of upcoming trips and invitations, writing another opinion piece to be published, correspondence work with the staff, Silent No More Canada communications, bookings of media, and tapings, and also communication with our pastoral team regarding a group called Life International and a joint project we're doing with them called The People in the Womb, the People of the Womb. You'll be hearing more about that. 10 o'clock live scripture broadcast right here from this studio. And then just work at my desk in the office and with the staff the rest of the day. I had, in the evening, welcomed a new crew for the cleaning of our building. They come in a couple times a week. Personnel changes there once in a while. And then I also had at 8 o'clock the Missionaries of the Gospel of Life live Zoom call. People from across the country coming on to learn about this pro-life spirituality. You're all invited to be part of that as well. Friday the 29th of May. Now on this day, we began a day-and-a-half administrative planning meeting, which we have every once in a while with our top administrative leaders, and we sort of seclude ourselves for the day, go away from the office, just meet with one another to do strategizing and planning. And so that began with, first I started at my desk with some email work in regard to the administrative meeting, in regard to the Lozier Library, a main resource for pro-life research that we assist, and we give them some materials. We help promote it and help train other leaders how to use it. Our Radio Maria program, Jacob Barr's Pro-Life podcast, planning our interaction with these outlets, our trip plans for upcoming travels. A video for the Oregon March for Life, taped that video, and plans for Pro-Life Vote, our C4 organization. At 8 a.m. on Merritt Island, I met up with my administrative team for a working breakfast, and then we went over to the home of our executive director and met the whole day. Very important meetings, fruitful meetings. At 11 a.m. we had a conference call with the company that does our prospecting mailings for us. And then we continued to plan, talking about projects, forward-looking meetings. Projects, how can we make more of an impact? How can we galvanize the church? How can we communicate with priests? How can we improve our broadcasts? All sorts of planning things like that, the fruits of which you'll be able to see as you continue to follow and support our work. That meeting ended in the late afternoon. I had a 5 o'clock call with one of our donors and activists here in this area, and then just did some quiet work at night myself. Then that brought us into Saturday, the 30th of May, when again we had our administrative meeting. But before that, I had to connect with our staff person via Zoom who works on our travel plan. So when we get an invitation, he helps assess it. When we commit to an invitation, he helps plan the details of the trip in communication with the people who are inviting us. So I had that meeting at 7 a.m. At 8 o'clock, again, I met my administrative team at a diner in Merritt Island for the continuation of our strategic meeting. I also did some work on my emails in regard to the Pro-Life Spirituality course that I've produced for the Catholic Online School. Again, communication regarding National Pro-Life Religious Council, the scripture reflections we do each day, the broadcast schedule for the coming week, and also various medical appointments, making sure all the appointments are on the books. And then we had our administrative meeting all morning long, very good meetings. Concluded those with lunch. At 2 o'clock, I had an interview on Prolife Radio. It's a station here in Florida. I think they had me on for about an hour or so. And then I continued work later on in the afternoon. Database work, preparations for our pastoral team meeting, planning for the following month's activities, and more. And then finally, Sunday, the 31st of May, being a Sunday, of course, time to worship the Lord, extra time of prayer. Work at my desk included tasks regarding the building, maintenance. Let's see, computer files for our technology department to clean, 115 forum meeting, the pro-life leaders, that is, that we bring together, some plans for that meeting coming up. The House and Senate schedule, looking at that for plans for Washington, D.C., what we call the mail RSVP schedule, the schedule, not schedule, but document, containing our basic information for responding to different questions that you might send in to us. We want our staff to all be on the same page with the latest information to give you. Rebuilding of some of our databases, upgrading them, and also some work in regard to sending birthday cards to our bishops, which we do. We had the 10 o'clock broadcast of the scripture reflections right here from this studio. I did more database work and got ready the new texts for the thank you letters for the month of June, being that the month of May was ending, and just did more quiet work and preparations there in my office and planning for the month of June. And that's what I did from the 28th through the 31st of May, 2026. I hope your days are blessed. Thanks for your support for what we do. And let's continue to end abortion.
I'm Jenny Beth Martin with Tea Party Patriots Action, and I am so thrilled to learn that Priests for Life is now starting the new 501c4 pro-life vote. I've known Father Frank Pavone for many years. In fact, I've known him since 2004, and I know that he is standing on biblical principles, and he is working hard to save lives. It's very important that we don't just work to do the educating about the importance of pro-life, but we are also looking at how we can take that education and that love for human life and our fellow humans and turn it into action. And that's exactly what Pro-Life Vote is going to do.
Follow him, Frank Pavone, Fr. Frank Pavone. He is the National Director of Priests for Life. Please go to priestsforlife.org.
Frank Pavone. Frank, thank you very much.